Okay then, now I've just talked a bit about while I'm doing this, I thought time to actually show you the goods. Uh, this is going to be recorded with my iPad, mostly because I don't really have a home video camera. And the first video that I created where I introduced, that was using my webcam, that's going to be a little bit difficult to carry around. So, we'll start off with my main desktop, and we'll sort of move on to the different items as we go along. Okay, so first of all, this is my main desktop computer here, the main workstation, I guess, if you'd like to call it. I actually have been intending to clean it out. As you know, dust collects. That's the reason the side panel is off. I don't normally leave it off, but I thought, well, it's off and I'm making this video, I might as well sort of give you an idea of what's in here. So here we go. So as you can see, the big green thing sitting right there is the aftermarket CPU cooler. That is a Thermaltake Jing, or Jing, Jing. That wasn't originally the one I was going to buy for this machine. However, the one I had planned to get, when I got to the computer store, found out that they did not have it in stock. And I basically just asked them what other ones they had, and this one was in my price range, and it looked pretty good, so yeah, it's done quite well. I've had this computer set up for probably over a year now. I haven't had any issues with it. As you'll actually see, it has two fans, one on each side. Keeps the system quite nice and cool, and it's pretty quiet, surprisingly, despite having those double fans. The CPU is actually an Intel i5 2500K. This computer was originally designed as a gaming PC. However, until probably the last, say, year, I've had it for about 2 years, I didn't really use it for gaming. So it was kind of put to waste until I sort of started playing Steam games and got into all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So also in there, you'll see that we have it is G.Skill Ripjaw X RAM. I'll see if I can get in there a bit so you can see. Don't know if you can see it too much, but yeah, it's a little bit difficult with that fan in there. It's a little bit big. Basically, that's 8 gigabytes of RAM, DDR3 1600 megahertz. So yeah, it's quite good. It was fairly cheap. I think I paid maybe $30-40 at the time for 8 gigs, so I got a pretty good deal on that one. Yeah. So, okay, so below that, if you can see here, that's my graphics card. If I remember correctly, it is a HIS Radeon HD 6850 or 6850. It can get a little bit noisy because of the little fan in there once it's going, when I was playing something quite heavy, like a heavy graphic game. But it works. I've played pretty much every game from the last year or so on it without any issues. I will obviously have to upgrade it, but I don't need to anytime soon. It plays pretty much anything that's out, so that's good. Next, I have a Corsair HX 650 watt power supply. As most people would know, Corsairs are a good brand. I find Corsair, Seasonic, and Antec as the top 3. In fact, I think Seasonic may even be the ones that technically build their Corsair's power supplies. But either one of those 3, as long as it's an 80 plus, it should be pretty good for you to use. Okay, across here we've got my hard drive. That is a WD Caviar Black 1 terabyte. You can tell the fact that it's a 1 terabyte is how long I've had it because of the fact that that was the largest available at the time. But I must say this thing has been an absolute workhorse. It has been put through so much, and it still keeps ticking. So that's currently just as storage at the moment. What I've actually put in here, if I can sort of do this, is I can't pull it out too far because of the cable, but it is a Samsung 830 128GB SSD. That's running my Windows at the moment, which is Windows 8 Professional 64-bit. Yeah, I wasn't a really big fan of Windows to begin with because of that whole Metro, if they want to still call it Metro, even though they don't like it. They don't call it that anymore. The screen, however, with the hacks or tweaks that you can get to skip that menu and go to the start and put a start menu back now, and it's underneath that, it's a very good system. Very much like Windows 7, a little bit faster though, especially with an SSD. On the front, I've got 2 LG DVD burners. Can't remember, I haven't used them in a little while, but I bought 2 for some reason. They're only like $18, so I thought, why not? You never know. Below that is another LG, but this is a Blu-ray. It's just a Blu-ray reader. I felt with the price of Blu-rays at the moment, didn't really need to pay the extra for a burner because I wasn't going to fork out that kind of money for the discs. So, but yeah, it does everything. I can play my Blu-rays on it without an issue, so it works fine. I cannot remember the name of the case itself. I know it's a Cooler Master because Cooler Master are my favourite brand of cases. I think it's an Advance 2, something like that. The main reason I got it is because at the top it comes with a hard drive docking station built in. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little SATA plug in that down there. But yeah. So next is for I might have to actually zoom out for this one. As you can see, that's my old video. I was recording my intro. I'll just close that down. We don't need to see my ugly face again. Yeah, as you can see, I'm going to have to zoom right out because it is a 42-inch LCD TV. Now, maybe a bit overkill for some, but I found, especially with gaming now, it works quite well. I also had the spare TV around. Wasn't being used, it was just collecting dust, so I thought, well, why not? Using a HDMI, it works just fine. I originally had 2 24-inch monitors, but yeah, as you see, I swap it for this and it works very well. I have the option to turn it on with that remote control there, so yeah. I can adjust the volume, I can even plug in an aerial if I wanted to and have TV going through it, but yeah, it works quite well. So